Every time anyone even remotely affiliated with me is introduced to my mother's side run me down to the shithouse to them. They always have. They always will. I can't stand my mother's side. I never will because of that. There's one good reason among many. What they do is make it easier for other people to get away with bad behavior towards me. I can go back to 2003 when Nan and myself even had that exact same conversation because Nan brought up the bullshit that Mum was telling Joey Menor. And Nan turned around to her and said it's not normal that a mother does that. It's not normal that a mother sits there and rubbishes their own children like the way your mother does. Don't you dare. Everybody from my past, don't ever come near me ever again after the last 9 years. When I say I'm done, you better believe it. I'm done. No bastard can ever have my back. I'm so sick and tired of the shit that my family has caused through my entire life. And I am talking about my mother and her sisters and my twin sister. She's just as bad as my mother. Don't ever, ever think about coming anywhere near me after the last 9 years. When I turned to people in 2015 and said the information's not true, ignore it, and I kept getting lied about. When I've turned so many times to people, even when I'm talking about March 2013 when I wasn't in the country. Every single time I've said to people, I said, that's not true. Can you correct that? You didn't do it. I got lied about. I got surveillance. And I fucking did. Whichever way you want to word it, it's still that monitored and surveillance bullshit. I got lied about. I don't get believed. I don't really care anymore. I don't. But I will make it clear to every cunt in my past, don't come near me. Don't you. Don't anyone affiliated with you. Both sides of my family, except for Dad, I'll talk to Dad, and that's it. The fucking cunts are cousins on Dad's side. Don't bother. Don't. I will stop calling you and trying to meet for coffee because really, what's the point anyway? Don't. We're done. The last 9 years was enough to say I really regret ever going out of my way to have anything to do with anybody in my past after the last 9 years. And, oh, by the way, every bullshit story that I've had to be dragged through as defamation and slander since Giovanni, since everyone, all the fucking crap. Okay? Making up two-faced, narcissistic pieces of shit people that use the way my mother's side treat me and throw me under the bus as a way to get away with their bad behaviour. And that's exactly what has happened more than once. Not just with Giovanni, but with other people as well. Because they saw the way my family treat me. And they know they can get away with bad behaviour towards me. So what are my reactions? Oh, yeah. And I know my reactions that when I was getting, the reactions that were recorded on camera. Yeah, I'm not a fucking idiot. You know, when I was trying to catch the fact that I was getting monitored and surveillanced out, which I was during a period of time, but that was stupid of me. Yeah, it was stupid. Oh, well. I did it. Who cares? But the way that my mother's side treated me, my biggest regret, because what would have avoided all of this, my biggest regret in my entire life is when Nan said, take me out for a cigarette when Pop died, November 2002, and we're at Concord Hospital. And I said, I can't be around anymore now that Pop's not around to keep your daughters in line, Nan. Because of the way that they used to treat me and the way they talked about me to everybody. The way all the bullshit. Oh, Justin's aggressive. No, I'm not. Oh, because Justin was abused by his stepfather. Justin was this and Justin was that. It's like you're making a mountain out of a molehill. And no, it wasn't. As soon as they say that, suddenly you've planted a seed about me and people. Like when you look at the types of people that they were, like Giovanni. Giovanni's a great example because he was living in a share house with nothing. He had a mattress and a TV and an Xbox. He was living with Paula in Kensington with nothing. He was an ice user. They used to use ice so he could get fisted. Before that, he was living with his boyfriend, which was Mark Gilchrist. Okay, when I met Giovanni, it was always, oh, what Mark did to him, what Mark did to him. Yeah. Mark Gilchrist's friend, Jane Harrison, said that wasn't true. But, no, it's not here or there now, after the last 9 years. So he moved in with me, and I was studying at Emerald Design Centre. Then he started making out that he was a carer. Not true, that's fraud. Then he was forging my signature. Then I'm studying at Emerald Design Centre, and I'm not going to give the whole detail, but he was caught out about having an affair. Well, basically, we were just screwing around. And he was living in my place for free, not paying for anything, which he never did. He lived there for free. Never had to pay utilities, no rent, no nothing. But he likes to make up stories now. Yeah. So, he lived pretty much for free the entire time. All he had to do was buy his own groceries. Never had to contribute to anything. But he was making up bullshit of why he had no money and stuff, blaming me for it. Why didn't, like, so back in 2015 when I said to my mother, I said, well, this could have been resolved straight away. I can put a stop to this. 9 years ago, it could have been stopped a lot easier, the lies. Straight away, it's like, well, look what Giovanni had when I met him, which was nothing, struggling in huge amounts of debt, and look what I had. But my mother didn't want to tell the truth. Didn't want to help, so don't come into my life now. Don't come near me after you didn't want to tell the truth in 2015. Don't come near me. Don't ever think that if I ever lay eyes on you, don't think that that's going to change. Don't care if I get arrested for saying this. I will kill you if you come near me. Don't come near me. Ever again, don't anyone affiliated with you, don't anyone affiliated with your family, don't anyone affiliated with your friends, who you work for, anyone come near me again after this could have been resolved in 2015. Don't ever come near me again. And I mean it. It could have been resolved in 2015 when I turned around and said, that's bullshit. Here's my bank statements. I can back up everything I'm saying. Giovanni had never had anything. That's why he has got nothing. He had nothing when I met him. He didn't even own his car. He was struggling in massive amounts of debt. He had no savings, no assets, no belongings, was unemployed. Moving back to Adelaide, that's the fucking truth. We can resolve this right now. I can prove what I'm saying is the truth. Let's see what Giovanni can back up. But that could have been done back 9 years ago. So don't come near me now thinking everything's going to be all right when it's never going to be all right. That's Amanda as well. Don't come near me ever again, Amanda. I don't want to see one person who Amanda affiliates with, a friend of hers, anything. Don't ever come fucking near me when you had a chance 9 years ago knowing that this is going to cause me so much damage if these lies aren't corrected, and you didn't want to do anything to help correct it because you're a narcissistic control freak like Carol. So don't come near me. Ever. I'm the one that had the money and assets. I sold my investment property 16 Scott Road in Tamworth, and I didn't have to use that money. I never did. It sat in the bank. I had other fixed term deposits. In 2008, I had over 140,000 just in one bank account, but I had more than one bank account. I can prove all this. So Giovanni came and moved in with me, my stuff, my car, my assets, my belongings. Then he screwed around, was caught out for it in 2009. Smashed up my apartment, which he did. He smashed the music chair. There was a little china cabinet I used to keep teacups in. Smashed that. Smashed the three-legged pedestal. Smashed the pink marble top coffee table. Upended that. Smashed the marble. Picked up the pieces. Cut his hand. Went to the hand hospital because he needed stitches in it. Rang his mother, Dawn Carpenter, who is the reason why Giovanni gets away with what he does. See, there's a difference between Giovanni's mum and my mum. My mum blames me for everything and I can't do anything right and I'm always a liar, making up stories about everybody. Giovanni can't do anything wrong and has never done anything wrong and it's all everyone else's fault, not Giovanni's. That's the difference. Difference is that Giovanni will always be this golden child who can't do anything wrong. Here's a letter, they say it's Mormon. Yeah. To my mother, who I can never do anything right. Must be Justin's fault. Must be. It's got to be Justin's fault. It's always Justin's fault. Yeah. There's a massive difference. So between why Giovanni won't ever tell the truth. Oh, he has to be loved by everyone as well. So he rang his mother and said, I'm getting stitches in my hand because Justin and I had a fight. He didn't tell the full story. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm there when you made the call. I'm like, can you tell your mother the truth? And his comment was, she doesn't have to know the truth. She doesn't need to know the truth. I'm like, yeah, because if I listened to that, that would make me think something that wasn't true. Yeah. And that's exactly what he let his mother believe. The truth was, he smashed up my apartment, upended the marble top coffee table, cut his hand when he was picking up the marble pieces. That was it. It wasn't Justin and I had a fight. It was he went off his head like he always did. Smashing things. Yelling and screaming at me. Putting me on the dress, just like he did in 2011 when he smashed my car door. That I'm sure if I look through all my documents, I'll have the receipt for the repair of the passenger seat door. Or the black Alfa Romeo that he smashed. He smashed my door. They had to redo the hinge. Like when he deliberately stand and broke the hinge. It snapped the hinge. I had to get Andrew Palamo at Alfa Motive fix it. He broke it and then he told the bullshit story again. It's like, no, that's not what happened at all. He was pushing his way into the front door and I pushed him out. He was barging his way into my place and he was told to leave. But he will get away with this, and he will get away with it. Do you know why? Because of Carol? Because of Marianne? Because of Amanda? And at least with this situation, I honestly can sit back and say it wouldn't be because of Sis and it wouldn't be because of Christy Childs. It's not because of Robin Childs, not because of Christy Childs, but it's definitely going to be because of Marianne Mahowski, Amanda, and Carol. Oh, and yeah, the fuckwits on Dad's side. Yeah, definitely. Not Dad, but... yeah, Dad's sisters and their children, the arseholes that really didn't have anything to do with me before I was with Giovanni. So, thanks for 9 years of hell when it could have all been resolved. Don't bother, because there's no way in fucking hell I want to bring anyone else back in my life again, ever. Oh, the other shit. Oh, wait. The way I reacted on the cruise. Oh, my God. The cruise that I was forced to go onto and something else that Giovanni put me up to and then wasn't telling the truth about. And I was like, oh, I'll get onto it. I was like, oh, it's bullshit. Something else that Giovanni's bullshitted. Another fucking lie. Another bullshit scheme. Another fucking lie from Giovanni. Because he told me, oh, you have to do this. I've already put you up for it. You need to go and keep an eye on Karen. You know how Karen is. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Gio, I'm busy this week. I'm not taking time off to just go on the cruise. He's like, you have to. I've already told you can. And you owe me. After what you've done this year. What? Because I dumped you. Yeah. So another bullshit lie from Giovanni. To me, another bullshit lie to Marianne, another bullshit lie. Why don't you have a look at the text messages back and forth to everybody? Because there's one person that was messaging everybody, and it was Giovanni. Giovanni was messaging Marianne and bitching about Mum and me to Marianne, and they're laughing back and forth. And then Giovanni's going to Mum and bitching to Mum about Marianne and me, and then he's messaging Stephanie DeSalis, and he's messaging Brett Aikenhead, although Brett Aikenhead's text message was, I don't believe a word out of your lying Italian mouth, which is, yeah, as much as I don't like Brett Aikenhead's character, and I don't, he was an ice user. Okay, to me, he was only the guy I brought my dog from and had a brief sexual encounter, meaning he was like a fuck buddy fling, a free prostitute to me. That's it. But at least he told the truth about what Giovanni really was as a person. My family wouldn't do that. No, heaven forbid, Dad's side wouldn't. No. Oh, Christ, no, not stuck up Joan. Or fucking Fiona. No. No. Get fucked. A lot of them, seriously. So, no. all the messages back and forth. Who else did he message? Because there's so many messages back and forth with involving people in my life since 2015, even though he knew it was causing me damage. Matt O'Rourke from the Reach Out organisation. That was a good one. You've got no idea what I've got to do for Justin. I still want to know, because the guy never cooked clean, he cooked, but not as much as what he ever made out to be. Because I used to be home, if I was home at lunch or whatever, and I made a late lunch, I'll be out as soon as he got home because I didn't want to be around him walking on eggshells. I would, do my own thing. But no, that's fine. Giovanni used a good tactic since I met him to get ahead. Committed fraud, involved mental health, made sure he had regular visits to a psychologist and a support network team and a social worker so he could bullshit his lies to, so there was this background of evidence, even though it's only one-sided story, and he twisted things so that way he would get ahead. Yeah, committed fraud, forgery, he's going to get away with that. Abused me, had me a nervous wreck all the time. I was jumping out of my skin. He had me a nervous wreck, and then went to people and was like, oh, what he has to put up with, what does he have to put up with? I was a nervous wreck. A nervous fucking wreck from the cunt. Did I look like a nervous wreck in December 2010? No, because I hadn't seen Giovanni for months. He was in Adelaide. Did I look like a nervous wreck in January 2011? No, because I hadn't seen him for months. He was in Adelaide or wherever else he was. He'd lied, and he used organisations to do it, and police are just dumb pricks. Since 2015, and then monitoring and surveillance, seriously. He dragged Mark Henner into my life and then messaged everybody, oh, look at Justin's friends, they're all junkies, and tried to put the stuff, he dragged Stephanie DeSalis into my life and then turned around to everybody and said, Stephanie DeSalis is an ice addict junkie. These are the friends that Justin has. And it's like, Gio, you're the one that uses ice. You are. And the gay community who know you get fisted up the arse, you take your telegraph pole cock up the arse, and all these arse fetish stuff where you get fisted. The way you're able to do that is you smoke crystal meth. And then you make up shit about me. I would come home from school or come home from working for Steve Hatch and Dimitri, and I'll be like, what the fucking hell does the apartment stink like? And he was there home, knowing that I wouldn't be there. He took the time off work by saying, Justin's suicidal. I need to be home today. I wasn't suicidal. I had no idea he was telling people I was suicidal until it was too late. The first time I realised this was in 2013 when I had come back from overseas and George Jacobs refused to correct the wrong information, and that's the truth. George Jacobs said he contacted the crisis group. He was so worried I was suicidal. I'm like, what? Because Giovanni was in here crying his eyes out. He was so worried. What? You're not leaving the apartment. You're depressed and suicidal. I'm like, I wasn't in the country. I wasn't in the country. Now, my mother knows this. My mother knows all this. But she didn't tell people the truth. My whole family knows this, but not one of them stood up. They were told by me so many times, this is what I've had to go through. Not one family member has absolutely done anything for me to help. Nothing. Except gone down the path of 9 years of lying. He did that. And then the bullshit, oh, you were angry towards him. Fucking angry towards him. I'm not angry towards him. I don't have any feelings for Giovanni at all. None. None. I'm angry towards the system. I'm there telling you the information is not true. And like I told George Jacobs in March 2013, I can't be in two places at once. So either I was overseas or I was in Sydney. You can't have it both ways, but immigration says I'm not in the country, so I'm not in the country. I can't be in two places at once, but you won't correct the information and go to those organisations and say, no, Giovanni lied. No, you're not going to do that. No, that's right. So no, I'm not angry at him. I'm angry at all the idiots that listen to him. Because who's the one that's at fault. Who should I be angry with? The person spreading the information or the dumb dog shit people listening to it and not listening to me when I'm saying that's not true? Where'd you get that from? The people that don't have transparency with me, like groups and organizations, or even the workers' comp, my own solicitor. Who am I meant to be angry with? Because it's not Giovanni. It's everybody else who listened to it and didn't listen to me. That's who. Don't really give a shit. I have no feelings for him, just like I have no feelings for my mother after the last 9 years. I don't feel hurt. I don't feel angry. It's the system. It's the system that I'm angry with. It's Australia that has no legal system for defamation. None whatsoever. Can't go into an attorney's office and say, this was said about me. It's not true. It's defamation. Okay, we can write a letter to have this heard in court, which is what you can do in America. No, you can't do that in Australia. You've got to go through 9 years of hell, where it's one side of the information. We're too focused on these ridiculous groups and organizations instead of being a normal country that has a legal system. That's it. Who am I angry with? Australia. Australia. The government, the way it works, the legal system, this shithole country. If I had to put up with that in America, I would go straight to an attorney and said, that statement was made about me. It's not true. Here's my side of the story. And, well, besides the fact, it's defamation. Okay, we'll write a letter and have it heard in front of a magistrate. That's it. That's it. Get it corrected. You can take police to court in America, and if they don't do the right thing, you can sue the friggin' local council for it. You don't get your life damaged in America. Well, as far as I know, there's civil rights, and they focus really well on the people's rights, unlike Australia, that we seem to be having no rights at all. No freedom, no rights. So why would I be angry at Giovanni? Giovanni saw an opportunity where he could lie, get away with it, and keep doing it. Why would I be angry with him? I'm more angry with the system that let him get away with it. I'm more angry with my, people in my past that set him back to let him get away with it. I'm more angry with the arseholes that dropped drugs into my drink, and they fucking did, and the bastards know they did when they realised that no, even though he's getting monitored surveillance, he's not doing what we thought we're doing, he's acting. He's been a smartass because he knows he's under surveillance. So whoever friggin' dropped their crap into my drink to make me go off my head, and the bastard did, and I was a fucking idiot. Yep, I was an idiot. I was running around having a single life and then started getting monitored and surveillance because I was lied about in 2015 and thought, oh, fuck this. I don't put up with shit like this. So I started playing a prank on idiots of people like I did in IGA, Audi, and was just joking around with Giovanni and Coles. That's not saying my dog's not a service dog. I trained him to be a service dog. Okay? That's still just saying that I was being a smart ass to people that were monitoring and surveillancing me. That's it. And that's the truth. So I was an idiot because I knew that wankers of organisations were deliberately monitoring and surveillancing me, and instead of just living my life normally, I had to be a dickhead to try and prove it. And during that period of time, yeah, that prick did. It's like I've said to people, it's like, oh my God, will you please listen to me? I'm not a drug user. I don't smoke cannabis. Don't ever put me near CBD, THC. Christ, someone drops vape oil, it's going to make me go for the roof. I have no tolerance. I've barely drunk alcohol in my life. Listen to me when I'm telling you the truth about what I do and what I don't do, because you're going to damage me by thinking I'm a character I'm not. I've never been a drug user. I can't stand cannabis. Christ, the secondhand smoke of cannabis will make me jump through the roof. CBD and THC will make me friggin' jump through the roof. People that vape with that liquid stuff will make me jump through the roof. You have to just drop a couple of drops on the floor. I can get drunk on 1.5 drinks. Like if I have one vodka and half a second vodka, I'll be drunk. And that's because I have no tolerance, because I've never had any build-up in my life because I've never been a drinker. Everybody knows this. They used to call me a Cadbury, a glass and a half. And that's it. So if you know the facts, then you don't cause the trouble. I was joking around. I was being a dickhead on the balcony with Ribena in a red wine glass to mock the dickhead neighbour from Tamworth. I was being a smartass. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. And it's that simple. Oh my God. All the other bullshit that people thought I did. No. But I would big note myself and be like, oh yeah, I used to, yeah, no, never did. I have no tolerance to anything. That's it. Never had any tolerance to anything. Because I've never been someone that drinks alcohol or a drug user or anything like that. And that's the truth. So when I started being a smartass because I was lied about in 2015, I was just being a smartass because I was lied about in 2015. And apart from that, prednisone. I was on prednisone and that was making me jump through the freaking roof. Like seriously, my heart was... I remember going to Professor Brew and saying, oh my God, my heart's jumping through my chest. And it was only like 75 milligrams of prednisone during the day, I think, and like 110 or something of a night. I don't know. It wasn't... Well, maybe that is large. You know, and then I had pneumonia in 2016. I was sick from that. Like, it's ridiculous. And as for me, because the reactions towards me, because I was getting abused. Yeah, and the acting scene in 2017, oh, the crap I was saying because I knew that I was getting surveillanced. Oh my fucking God. You know, it was bad enough when I made the entry to the US with the green card in December 2014. I was like, oh my fucking God. And I've already been to the US many times, had great experiences. And New York's very comfortable because it's a city for me. But when I had to make an entry, I was really sick with prednisone and other things going on. But that's it. Like, I look at things and say, I'm so sick and tired of this. I can speak for myself. And I get so frustrated the fact that, oh my God, can you, like, how many times have I said Giovanni? It's like, can you stop telling people you're a carer? Like, when I made an entry to the US, you know, and I was exhausted, he's talking and he goes, oh, I'm his carer. Like, he rang up the reception or something. And it's like, did you tell the reception here that you're my carer? Can you stop doing this? Now you've made me feel uncomfortable. He wasn't a fucking carer. He's my partner. But that's the thing. He would say this and then people would think, oh, like a carer. Like, it's like, you're a fucking idiot. So then I'm going to react to this because the action's towards me. Like, stop. This shit has gone on for years. My life's damaged. Forget it. There's no fixing it. You've just stolen almost 10 years of my life from me right in the prime. There's no fixing it. There's none. How many times in 9 years have I said, can you leave me alone to settle? I'm trying to rest and recover, which I really need to do, and I haven't actually been able to since 2016. And I've said consistently, leave me alone. I feel like I could sleep for 3 months. I'm so exhausted and weak and fatigued all the time. Let me recover. No one did. Not today. Leave me alone to rest and recover, to settle into an apartment that suits me in the city, and I'm trying to go back to my studies so I can have a career. You know, it only takes 3 years. So I could have studied the same 3-year degree 3 times in the last 9 years. But no one left me alone to do that, to go back to Emerald Design Centre. And my mother knew. I don't worry, my mother knew, but she wouldn't do anything unless she's not. And this is the truth. Unless you move up here. I'm not moving up to where you want, you control freak. You moved from Sydney and you want everyone to do what you did. No, thanks. I'm trying to be settled in the city so I can go back to my studies so I can earn a good wage if I can't go back to Star Casino and have a good wage. So I'm trying to do what benefits my life. No, I'm not going to just do what you say. You control freak narcissist. You're as bad as Giovanni. 9 years. 9 years. Think about that. I needed to be settled. I even said this in 2017. Can you leave me alone? I have been trying to settle. Leave me alone. I just want a year to myself. At the end of the year, by December, I'm meant to be negotiating my job back at Star Casino. Then in 2018, I want to go back to my studies. I've got everything planned out. Leave me alone. I'm not rushing off to America. I even got a green. Even though I had the green card since 2014, I wasn't rushing with that. There was stuff I wanted to finish in Sydney. No. Nope. No one could do it. The organisations couldn't. My family couldn't. No one. They kept this shit going for 9 years. 9 years. Well, I don't have any time to give anybody my past after the last 9 years.